Hey everyone, we are at REMAX Capitol Properties live with you today. I'm Rebecca Hess.
I'm TJ Love.
And our young, youthful broker is joining us also, so we welcome Steve.
Mr. Steve Prescott is with us in spirit. So.
Awesome. Well, we thought today that we would spend some time maybe talking about marketing, since it's important to what we do in our jobs and obviously important to you as sellers and buyers in our community. So we thought we would just kind of go down why marketing is important and some of the ways that we do that. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please reach out while we are talking. We'd love to hear from you and get your input on that. Obviously, when we're talking about marketing, we as agents, our goal, if you're our seller and we're listing your property, is to try to get your property out there in front of as many people as possible. Because the more people we get you out in front of, the more people are going to get into the house, and then hopefully we get you the best offer, multiple offers, whatever that is. So that's obviously the goal. And then as a buyer, we also want to get out in front of the people looking for houses, right? So if you're looking for an agent, we want to be out there and be presentable, and hopefully you're comfortable reaching out to us so we can help you. One of the big things in marketing is social media. And I think, TJ, you're probably, between the two of us, the master at this. So what are your thoughts on social media and how we use that in marketing?
Yeah, well, I'm younger, so I have...
A little bit?
No, not Rebecca, but I've used social media pretty much my whole life, and I know how big of a presence it has, especially for marketing details. And so I think it's very big when it comes to using an agent who knows how to use it and how to showcase your home in the correct way.
I think you're totally right. I think for me, because I am older, it's absolutely an advantage to be so comfortable with it how you are, because I'm definitely not in that age group. It's something we have to work at, but you are definitely more comfortable with it. So what are some of the ways that you have used it, and what do you like about it? And
yeah, so one of the biggest things I do is I do a lot of videos, a lot of tour videos. And so something I do that has worked for me is I haven't even done it like mostly on my own listings. I do it for other agents. So, and that's the great thing about working with REMAX is you have other agents willing to help you out and showcase your other seller's home. Like, let's say Rebecca has a seller, she's going to get the benefit of working with REMAX and other agents who will also promote their home.
Well, it's awesome having that kind of that atmosphere and being comfortable with each other and being able to say, hey, TJ, you're way more comfortable doing this. Can you go take care of and do a video here at this property? It's wonderful. It's awesome to have that.
Yeah, and something I do, like the video, I just basically, I video all around the house, showcase the main parts of your house. I do like a little walkthrough, so it's almost more of a virtual tour. So you kind of get the feel of the house, the rooms, walking in the front door. And then
that experience of seeing the house without actually having to go be in the house to see it kind of gives you your first view.
Yeah. And I actually did a tour video for another agent at REMAX, and I got it was actually my cousin, and he really liked the video. He liked the house, and I actually got to show him the house. So
that's awesome.
It does work, and I hear from other agents and other people around town and all my friends on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, how they really like the videos and they like seeing the homes in that way. So,
I think too, an advantage with the videos like that, I'm assuming on almost all these platforms you can go back in and watch the videos again, can't you?
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to go back in and look at some details that they may have missed or specific things, they can go back in and watch those videos again and kind of be able to look at different things as you're going through the house, right?
Yeah.
On those? Okay.
Yeah. Once you post it on your socials, it's there forever.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you have it posted.
What are the best socials to do that on?
Well, I do it on Facebook for sure. I post on every social, but Facebook, I have a lot of friends, a lot of older friends, so they're more
my generation. That's definitely more Facebook.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to say it out loud, but that's really what it is.
Yeah. But, like TikTok has become a big thing the last 10 years or whatever, and that's more my generation. And I know how to run it just because I've had it ever since it's became a thing. And so I think posting on TikTok is big for the younger generation, because there are a lot of mid 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. I mean, a lot of older people that do use TikTok as well, but they're always seeing them homes on there as well, and seeing their cool features that they have. And
well, it's kind of cool to open up that generation into this world, right?
Yeah.
Real estate and getting into houses and stuff. It's pretty cool that it kind of is more focused on that, even though some of us, I am on TikTok now, which I'm pretty proud of. My kids still have to teach me how to use it, but I am on TikTok. But yeah, be able to open that world of homeownership to a younger generation. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Be able to do that.
Yeah, for sure. And I have so many friends on socials, and just like everyone else does. So us as agents being able to post that on our platforms, it's just going to help you as a seller out so much by showcasing your home and showing how special it is.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think in a little bit, let's talk about maybe what homeowners can do to help with that process, right? So let's talk about some other ways that we market a home. One thing that maybe is a little bit more old school, but still very relevant today, is open houses. I do open houses quite often for my properties, and it has worked very well. I'm a little bit more of a people person, and so when I'm out with people, I tend to do better. I'm able to talk more freely about the houses and explain to buyers what they're looking at and things. And I have had several clients come through an open house. Well, people come through an open house that became my clients because I had that interaction with them. Obviously, we're there to showcase the house, but open houses can be great for sellers and for buyers.
Yeah.
So as a buyer, get out there and go to those open houses because they are happening every week. And we have on Facebook an open house, Cheyenne Open Houses Facebook page you can go and look at, and we list those every week.
Yeah.
And those are all the open houses in town, not just open houses that we as REMAX agents are doing, but everybody's doing. So you can map out the ones you want to go look at and see the times and have that information. So that's a great tool to have.
And if you see a home that you like let's say I do a tour video, you click on it, you really like it, you get some more info on it, and you can see you could click that link to the website, and you can see it that it has an open house like this Saturday or whatever. So that's just another great way to kind of see it virtually and then go get a real feel for it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that leads into the next thing is from REMAX. What we have here in our brokerage here in Cheyenne, we have our Cheyenne Home Store webpage that you can go in and see all the properties in our MLS. So everything in Laramie County. And you have access to that. It's super easy to get into. You can go into individual agents or just go into the main page and find all the properties, so you can get all that information. And so that's another way we market, is that every property listed on the MLS goes out onto our Facebook page, right? Which is pretty awesome. And then REMAX, it is a big deal to be with REMAX. We're very lucky here in that we have the brand behind us. We have REMAX, the brand. So not only are we marketing here to our local people, but we do a lot of marketing through remax.com, and that goes out to everywhere. And we can kind of focus on those areas we know people are moving in from. We see where that's happening, and the data, we have that data, and are able to really focus our marketing on places we know people are coming from, which is awesome. And then having that network of REMAX agents around the world, right? You can find agents almost anywhere, which is fabulous. And so if you have those connections and those relationships, the marketing doesn't just stay here in Cheyenne. It goes everywhere, which is pretty awesome.
And if you're listing your home and you're looking to sell, I don't know why you wouldn't go with REMAX, like humbly speaking. But we share it to over 80 websites or places. And then on top of the big ones like Zillow, Realtor.com, Homes.com. So I just...
it goes out everywhere. Absolutely. What's nice is we work with our local MLS, and our information, our listing information goes to that, and then that branches out to everywhere. So we do send it, and it's pretty awesome how much it gets. What some of the old school marketing that we do is, obviously we have flyers that we make, and we have postcards that we do, and we have our signs and things like that. So that's kind of all old school and what you would anticipate, I think. We luckily have a really wonderful marketing team here at REMAX that just does, I could not create what they create for us, and it's pretty amazing how fast they can do it. Not just how well it is, but how fast they can do it, and it's pretty awesome.
We have an amazing marketing director.
We do.
Terry Nelson. She's
pretty
great.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Until she forces us to do videos. It's okay. No, we love it. REMAX definitely is an advantage, just having that. And because of that, we do have, I think it's, what's the data say, the last I want to say 10 years, but Stephanie might correct us on that our homes are on market less time on average than any other brokerage here in town.
We have less days on market than any other company. So.
Yeah, and that I think says a lot about the marketing that we do here. Yeah. And then we get the updates as agents. I know I get emails from our marketing team all the time about how many people clicked on or made impressions on our Facebook pages or our Instagram pages or stuff. So people are seeing, especially a lot of that online stuff, and we're able to kind of follow that and see what's happening and send that to our sellers to give them some updates.
Yeah, like so at REMAX, I mean, we're the number one most trusted agents, and we have the less days on market than any other company. So if you are serious about selling your house, I would definitely recommend going
absolutely.
to us.
Well, and then we have each other too, which is great. We have such a great working community here in our office, which is great. As a seller, maybe we can talk about, and I pulled, so this is one of our marketing tools that we have, and it's a guide that we have here in our office that we can give to all of our clients. We have a seller's and a buyer's guide, and so really easy to go through.
If you guys want it out there, we can send it.
We can get it to you. Let us know. Yeah. So I kind of pulled this out and thought we just kind of go through some of the things that we present to you as a seller when we're talking about marketing. Some of the things that you can do to help. And I know I have been doing this a long time, 7 years, and I've sold a lot of houses. But even then, it's still uncomfortable sometimes to say to somebody, clean up your stuff, right? Because I would say the number one tip is to clean the house. Get the house cleaned up, because clutter and things like that make it really hard for a buyer to go in and see the house as their own. Yeah. So that's a big deal. But we do have in our guide here, we have 10 tips to showcase your home, and this is obviously something for when people walk through, but this is going to help us as we get our professional photographers in there. We do pictures, and we can put that marketing out there, whether it's on social media or our web pages, or even in the catalogs we do, or the printables that we do. Those pictures are going to look so much better if you maybe follow these tips. So I just thought we'd go through that for a few minutes. But obviously the first one, pick up every room. The buyers are going to want to see every room. And I would assume as when you're doing a video, you try to highlight almost every room in the house, don't you? Yeah.
I go through every room, and same with when you get your pictures and they get posted on the MLS and all those Zillow and Realtor.com. Like, you don't want those rooms to be filled. Like, you want them to be spacious or cleaned up just so the person looking at the home can feel like it could be their own. Yeah. And if you don't, clean up your house, pick up your room, like, it can scare buyers away.
It can. Well, and without fail, if you leave anything in the room that is remotely questionable, somebody's going to see it, and then you're going to end up on one of the Facebook pages that showcases that. We don't want that. Yeah. So make sure you clean up anything that might be questionable, but just clean up. You don't want people looking and seeing on pictures or on social media the things in your house. So clean up. It definitely shows better. When we do showings or when we do pictures, also we get our photographers in there, turn on those lights. People want to walk into a house that is bright and light. Open the windows, or not the windows, but the curtains. Make sure the curtains are open. So, especially in those videos, because it's easier for people to see what's going on if they can see the light in there and feel that. Yeah. You think? I don't know if you want to go through any of these too. Open the drapes, shades, blinds. Yeah, do everything you can to create a bright, warm, cozy, spacious feel. Yeah. Yeah.
Just think about those little things. If you have a big window that showcases a lot of natural light, I mean, you don't want to close that up. I think it's important to really show those special features of your home.
And when you're going to sell your home and getting to that point, think about those things. What are some things about the house that are so great like that? Yeah. You may be used to having windows that are covered because of kids or whatever, but open those up. Let's get them so other people can see the great things about your home. Kitchen. Definitely try and clean off your countertops. Wipe things down. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I will say minimal is better. If you can, it's hard because if you have the cookie jars and the things we put on our counters, on my counter it's sometimes 4 or 5 water bottles sitting there. Clean them up, right? Get them put away, put them in a cupboard. They may open cupboards, but first glance, especially from marketing perspective, clean up those countertops, right?
And I think this next one it could be the biggest one of all, because I won't share any details, but I had a buyer once and they loved the house. It was perfect for them, but it was the smell that drove them away. I mean, it was the carpet. I think it was just from cigarettes or something. It was just the smell. Or sometimes you walk in a house and it smells like
you can tell the dogs or the absolutely. And I think as an agent, that's one of the first things you notice. Yeah. Because that's going to be something that buyers tune into really quick. Yeah. I agree with you. Smell is a big deal. And I know as a homeowner, we've been in our house for 16, 17 years, right? Yeah. I might be a little nose blind to what my house actually smells like. It's so easy, I might need to have somebody else come in, whether it's my agent or not, and just say, hey, you know, maybe it smells a little bit. And sometimes that's hard to do.
It's hard to be honest.
You're like, it kind of doesn't smell good in here. But honestly, if you have animals for sure, have somebody else come in and tell you truthfully what it smells like.
And if we ever tell you that, just know we're doing it for your best interest.
Absolutely.
We're not trying to be rude.
Yeah, we're trying to get your house sold as easy as possible, right? Yeah. So for sure, but smells definitely a big one. I agree. This one not so much with the marketing as far as our advertising goes, pictures and stuff like that. But when you're doing showings, leaving low peaceful music on can help too. It definitely, when I'm in an open house, I do try to play some music. Yeah, I try to stay away from my favorite 80s hair bands. Some people love it, some people don't. But just try to put something mellow on, right? Yeah. So that when you walk through the house, it feels good. And then I think it helps buyers come in and not feel so awkward with you standing there.
Yeah, they feel more at ease,
right?
I think.
Yeah, because we're in the house the whole time they're looking, obviously, but that can feel a little weird if they're like, okay, this person's just standing there. So have some music playing. I think that does help.
Yeah, and that's just an idea for all of you out there. Like if you are selling your home and you know that someone's coming to look at it, I mean, maybe throw on some music or make sure the air conditioners are plugged into the wall.
So it feels good when you walk in. Yeah, for sure. I agree. This another tip here is fireplaces. Absolutely. If you have a fireplace, you can leave on, especially when it's cold outside. Oh man. I mean, obviously you throw some cookies out on the counter too if you can, but we don't require that. But obviously if you have that fireplace and just feeling that ambiance and feeling how nice it feels in this home, man, it just it feels very welcoming. So that's a great tip.
Make you feel like home.
Yeah. And then the air conditioning, like you said, you don't want to walk into a house. Obviously every situation is a little different. Not every house here in Cheyenne has air conditioning. So open those windows, make it feel good, or keep them closed if it's cold outside, right? Yeah. Keep the we want to not have to pay bills on a house that might be vacant, but we don't want to walk into an ice cube, right?
Yeah.
So maybe a little bit of heat there too. Bathrooms, put the toilet seat down before you leave, because everybody's going to see that, right? Yeah. I would do, and before you do pictures. Yeah. And hopefully your photographer will catch that. They usually do. Sometimes they don't. And that's nothing worse than looking at your pictures on MLS and be like, oh, there's a toilet open. Yeah. And maybe being a real estate agent, we see that. We can clue into those faster. But you know other people are going to notice those, right? And especially if they're dirty toilets. Shut the lid. Right? Get your countertops cleaned up. Get, personal care items away. We might be interested in what you're using for your hair care and stuff like that, but really, truly, just put it away. It's probably better to just keep all that out of sight, out of mind, right? For people. And then I love this last tip is your entryway. That really is the first place people are going to see you when they walk in. And you're going to walk into some homes and they're going to ask you to put booties on because they may have just had floors done or trying to keep it clean but just walking in and just having it nice and clean and even staged a little bit if you need to. I know our entryway at our house is not nicely staged. We walk in and throw our shoes on the floor, which I think is pretty typical. But when we're trying to sell a house, you have to do something a little different, right? Yeah. So.
And all of these, I mean, these are just tips for you guys. When it comes to selling your home, we want the best for you, and we want to market it. It all comes back to marketing, and when we do take those pictures, I mean, these things are huge. Or when someone comes to look at your house. That air conditioning or music is an idea. Those little things, I think, add up.
Yeah, so. I agree. The other thing I would say, too, and it's not on here, but I would say if you're selling your house, probably take down a lot of your personal items. Photos, family photos. You don't have to take them all down, but not everybody needs to see Junior's pictures from kindergarten to 12th grade on the wall, right? Does your mom have pictures on the wall from...
No, not from that, but a lot of the family pictures.
The family pictures, right?
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's great if you're living in the house and that's your home, but when you're trying to sell it, you need to pull it off. Because people need to be able to see themselves in your home.
Yeah.
As their own.
Yeah, and I think it's hard to do that. It's hard to take down family pictures, but it is going to be someone else's home, and you want to make it feel like home to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, so taking down those personal things, it is hard, and especially if you're living in the home, that is hard, but keeping it clean and things like that. I would say, and I think it was Steve, our broker, who said this, you really need to make sure that the house looks great for those photos.
Yeah.
Really, that's the one day. Just make sure. Showings, we can get past a lot of things.
Yeah.
You can go into a house and see things cluttered or not cleaned up. But to get them in the house, they're going to see our advertising. They're going to see our marketing, right? And so that day we do photos, do whatever you can to make sure it's as perfect as you need it that day.
Just like picture day, going back to elementary school. You want to look your best. Yeah.
Right.
So,
not in your pajamas.
Just that one day, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, that I think is probably the best advice. Just make sure it's ready. And call your agent because we do help. I have moved furniture. We do. We get in there and help, and we want the best for you, marketing perspective. We want it to look and to shine and for people to go into that house. So we are here to help. So ask us our advice. We can get stagers in to stage. We can get stagers in just to help you run through each room. We have a lot of tools.
That's another great thing about REMAX. We have a couple agents that do staging.
Yeah.
Like we have all those tools here. So
yeah, it's great because we can have them, and they do this often. Go in and give advice and point out things that we should change before we go live on those houses. So anyway, well, we're grateful that you were joining us today. Again, I'm Rebecca at REMAX. This is TJ, and we were live today talking about marketing. If you have any questions, comments, shoot them at us. We'd love to answer them and be in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.